Page 30, Saturday night. Now on the previous couple of pages, they're starting to introduce accidentals, sharps, flats, and naturals. These are symbols that are used to alter the pitch of a note slightly. Sharp takes it up, flat takes it down, and a natural cancels the sharp or flat. It's pretty simple actually, it's not a problem. In Saturday night we're dealing with flats, so let's concentrate on flats right now, okay? The symbol for it, you can see in the first measure, in the second note of the first measure in front of that E, that's a little flat sign, whatever it is. That lowers the pitch one note on the keyboard, white or black. So in this case it's an E here. I'm going to lower it one note, one key, white or black. So from here I'm going to go to here. That, if this is an E, that is an E flat. So the first note in this piece is a C. The next note is an E flat. Right? Generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, as far as which finger is going to play it, use the same finger as you'd use for the white note for now. It's not always the case, just for now. Okay? But in a 5-finger position that we've been in C, the third finger would play the E. So we'll go ahead and use the third finger to play the E flat. Okay. Now, having flats and naturals, that changes the fingering, so your fingers aren't going to play in a 5-finger position neatly necessarily. Okay, but generally speaking. Because if you look at the next note, you see it's another E, but it has that funky looking symbol in front of it. Okay, that is a natural. A natural cancels out a sharp or a flat. In this case, it's canceling out the flat. So we don't want an E flat again. Now we want an E natural, or a regular note, an E. We didn't call them natural notes to begin with, but we've been dealing with natural notes the whole time. Surprise! That first measure is a C, E flat, E natural, G. Now they're showing you the fingering, and that's fine. Their fingering is fine. You can, it's 3, 2, 1. It's not the only fingering you can use, but let's go with that. That works. That's fine. See, normally the second finger will want to play the F, but because of the E flat natural, we're going to go ahead and have the second finger play E. Okay. Now, over in the third measure, we get the similar thing in the right hand. You have the C and the G for a couple of beats. Then you have that E flat. Now here, it's a little different. We're not going to have the third finger, because the third finger will play the E. We're not going to have the third finger play the E flat, because there's an E natural after it. If there was no E natural in this, the third finger would play the E flat. Okay, but because of that E natural on the fourth beat, we're going to have the second finger play the E flat. See, so when you're figuring out fingering, you kind of got to look ahead to see what's coming up, to see what fingers you need for those, to know what fingers to use now. And if that sounds a bit complicated, good, it is. But I will be telling you and trying to explain the fingering for you as we go through the book, because these books don't really teach fingering, they just show you some, and that's it. So in this measure, the third measure over, second finger plays that E flat, and third finger is going to play the E natural. Second line similar to the first. Okay, there's no problem. So with all that said, let's try Saturday Night Out. Look the whole piece over first, all right? You don't just, oh, here's a piece, let's try this. Look the whole piece over first and make sure you understand what's going on. It's a 4/4 time, so we're going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah. Quarter notes getting a count, so we're counting quarter notes. It's moderato. At the beginning, you see at the top, moderato means a moderate speed. I don't know what that is, but you decide. When we play them together in the videos, we're going slow. All right. So on your own, you can play it more, but I don't know. Something about that speed should do it, I think, once you learn it. And then you know what the rests are, and the quarter notes and quarter rests, and I don't see other symbols in here that can throw you, hopefully. If you see a symbol you don't understand, go back and look it up in the book. It's explained someplace. At the beginning, in between the stabs, there's an F. A bold F means forte, which means loud. They're telling you to play it loud. You decide how loud is. I don't know, but I'm just going to play it just a regular loudness, and you can do the loud on your own. Rhythm-wise, it's pretty straightforward. There is only one little tricky thing you got to watch out for, and that is the last measure, the first line. You have quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note, quarter rest. So make sure you put in a full rest on each of those beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're resting on 2 and 4. 1, rest, 3, rest. And that's really the only tricky part in it. So let's go ahead and try it out. You're in C position still. But we got E flats in here, so we'll have some fun with those. I'll give us 4 counts and we'll play it together slowly. 1, 2, ready, go.